Thank you, Lee, for agreeing to this. I know you're feeling a bit on the spot here. So I'm going to ask you these questions and you can answer them as fully as you see fit, and then we'll get back to you later in the year and see what progress you've made. So the first question I want to ask you is, what e-learning or ICT have you used in your class in the last year?
Basically, mathematics has been going pretty full on in our classroom, and the kids have really been enjoying it.
Okay.
I've also been using the BBC typing program and teaching them to touch type so that their publishing can get a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also had some of the PM benchmark books on DVD that they read on the computer.
Okay, cool.
Do follow-up activities.
So when you did each of these activities, were they planned to be part of your teaching day or part of your planning, or were they kind of separate add-on activities?
No, they're all in part of the planning, and they go follow-up tasks or like publishing stories or
Okay, okay, yeah, cool. And thank you. And were these tasks successful, do you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, good.
Definitely.
And if you were to repeat them again, what modifications did you have to make to manage these activities in your classroom? Did you have to realign how you did things?
With mathematics, I think I'm going to use it more with groups as opposed to last year I was doing it with whole class.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about all.
Okay, and what was the impact upon student learning as a result of these activities you chose to do?
Well, basic fact knowledge increased immensely. Their speed was much quicker, and also their touch typing when they were publishing their stories. They weren't taking forever.
Yeah, good. So you had actually measurable success then.
Definitely.
Yeah, cool. All right, good. So in order for your students to be able to successfully use these tools that you got them to do, all these activities you got them to do, did the actual e-learning skills required for them to do the task you'd set for them, did that get in the way?
Some of them learnt quite quickly, and I only had to show a couple of times. But yeah, there was a few of them that took a little while. But I often just got one of the other kids.
Yeah.
That was really onto it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Cool. And so, if you could do the work again, which sounds like you're going to anyway, but how would you improve? How would you improve on how you implemented the program, or ran it, or improve the outcomes?
Probably just as I said before, have them more working in groups and supporting each other in groups.
Okay, cool. So what e-learning goals have you set for the coming year?
I haven't really thought about that until after this course.
Okay.
But yeah, just wanting to get more into the class, basically.
Cool. So when we come back and speak to you in June, we can ask that question and see what you've done.
That's right.
Is it important in your view that every child does the same activity in your class?
Yeah, I think it is, because then as they move up to school as well, they're building on the same skills. They've got the same skills to build on.
Does that make managing the limited resources that you might have available to you difficult?
If they're at different stages, do you mean?
No. Really, when I was asking that question, I was thinking, if you're all doing an activity, say it's a writing activity, and you've got one computer in your class, I know you don't, you've got more, but I was thinking, is it equally valid that some students might actually handwrite or produce in a more traditional method the intended learning product that you were working on, or is it important that every child has access to the activity through the computer?
I think it's important that every child has access and has a go at it through the computer, but some children will achieve better in the traditional way.
Okay, all right. Because there's management issues involved with that. Yeah. So I was thinking, and so based on that kind of statement you just made, I mean, how do you think that might impact your e-learning aspirations for this year?
I think it's just the same as anything. You have to allow for individual abilities and different speeds of learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, well, we'll come back to that later in the year. Thanks very much.